Welcome to Make Money with No Money, the podcast where we explore how to build passive income streams with zero upfront investment.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep into mindfulness today.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, mindfulness. You've probably heard all about the benefits, but we're going way beyond the basics. Like mindfulness 2.0, if you will.
Okay, sounds interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to uncover some pretty surprising insights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we'll give you some practical techniques to bring more presence into your daily life.
You know, it's fascinating. Mindfulness is not just about relaxing.
Yeah?
Or stress reduction, though those are fantastic, side effects.
Yeah, for sure. Side effects?
But it's really about cultivating a deeper awareness of your experience.
Okay.
Like moment by moment, without getting swept away by it.
So not like clearing your head.
No, not at all.
Like that's what I always thought mindfulness was. Like just clear your head, get rid of all thoughts.
Right.
Which sounds impossible.
Impossible, yeah.
So what's a more realistic way to think about it?
It's more like training your attention.
Okay.
Instead of trying to stop your thoughts, you simply notice them.
You notice them.
Okay?
Oh.
Without judgment.
Oh, without judgment. Okay.
It's like watching leaves float down a stream. You just observe them, pass by without trying to grasp them or push them away.
I like that analogy. That makes a lot of sense.
Good.
But why is focusing on the present so important? Because we're all busy people, right?
We are.
With deadlines and to-do
We
lists.
have places to be, things to do.
Yeah, so what's the payoff?
Well, our minds,
Yeah.
they tend to dwell on the past or worry about the future.
Yeah.
And that just creates unnecessary stress.
So much stress.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And mindfulness helps us break free from that cycle.
Okay.
It anchors us in the present.
Okay. I like that. Anchor.
Yeah, and studies have shown that practicing mindfulness can literally change the structure of your brain.
What? Really?
Yeah, strengthening areas associated with focus and
Focus.
emotional regulation.
So it's not just about feeling calmer. It's about actually rewiring our brains for the better.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. But mindfulness isn't just one thing, though, right?
Right.
There are different components.
Exactly. Think of it as kind of like a multifaceted practice
Okay.
with key components
Okay.
like awareness,
Okay.
non-judgment,
Got it.
focus,
Uh-huh.
and acceptance.
All right, let's unpack those. Starting with awareness. What does it actually mean to be truly aware in the context of mindfulness?
Awareness and mindfulness is like turning up the volume on your senses. You're tuning into your breath, body sensations, sounds, thoughts, and emotions, all without attaching a story to them.
Oh, okay.
You're just observing them as they are.
So instead of getting caught up in the why behind a feeling, I'm just acknowledging it. Like, hey, I'm feeling stressed right now.
Precisely. And that leads us to non-judgment, which is crucial.
Non-judgment, okay.
It's about observing those thoughts and feelings without labeling them as good or bad, right or wrong. Imagine holding your experience with a gentle curiosity, like a scientist observing a fascinating specimen under a microscope.
Okay, I like that imagery.
Good.
It feels a lot less pressure than my usual inner critic.
Yeah.
But how does focus fit into all of this?
Yeah.
I'm someone who gets distracted really easily. My phone, it's like a black hole for my attention.
Oh, yeah.
It just sucks me in.
We can all relate to that.
Right.
Focus and mindfulness is about training your attention to stay present,
Okay.
even when your mind inevitably wanders. It's like strengthening a muscle.
Okay.
The source material we're looking at actually mentions a study
Oh, cool.
where mindfulness practitioners were able to stay focused on a task,
Okay.
even with distractions, like popping up all around them, kind of like having a superpower.
Okay, that's incredible. Last component, acceptance.
Yes.
This one feels a little tricky. Does it mean I just have to put up with difficult situations?
Acceptance in mindfulness doesn't mean resignation. It's about acknowledging and allowing whatever is present, whether it's a physical sensation, an emotion, or a circumstance. It's like saying yes to the present moment as it is,
Okay.
without resistance.
All right.
This doesn't mean you can't take action to change things.
Oh, okay.
It just means meeting the present moment with open arms rather than, clenched fists.
So it's about choosing how to respond
Yeah.
rather than just reacting impulsively.
Right.
I could see how that would be helpful in all sorts of situations.
Absolutely. And one of the most fascinating things about mindfulness is it's not just a mental exercise.
Oh, okay.
It has profound effects on our physical and emotional well-being.
Oh, okay. So we've covered the what of mindfulness. Now let's talk about the why.
Why? Okay.
I know mindfulness has become really popular.
Yeah, it has.
But I'm curious, What are some of the specific benefits that research has actually shown?
The research is really compelling. Studies have shown that mindfulness can significantly reduce stress and anxiety,
Okay.
even on a physiological level.
So, like, it's not just in our heads, it's really physiological.
Yeah, like it's been shown to lower cortisol level,
Cortisol, okay.
which is the stress hormone.
Interesting. So it's not just about feeling less stressed, it's actually impacting our biology.
Exactly. It can also improve emotional regulation, meaning you're less likely to be,
Hijacked?
hijacked by your emotions
Right.
and better able to respond in a balanced way.
That makes sense.
And this, in turn, can lead to stronger, more authentic connections with others.
I'm seeing a theme here. Mindfulness seems to be all about giving us more control over our inner world,
Yes.
which then ripples outward
Mm-hmm.
into our relationships and how we experience life in general.
You're getting it. And there's more. Studies have shown that mindfulness can enhance focus and productivity,
Oh, wow.
boost creativity,
Really?
strengthen the immune system, and even improve sleep quality.
Wow, I'm sold. Sign me up. But how do we actually cultivate mindfulness? Like, what are some techniques we can try out?
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Okay.
There are countless ways to cultivate mindfulness.
Right.
But let's start with some simple,
Okay.
yet powerful techniques that you can integrate into your daily life.
Okay, great.
One of the most fundamental practices is mindful breathing.
Mindful breathing. Isn't that just breathing normally? I do that all the time.
Well, it's about bringing your full attention to your breath.
Okay.
Notice the rise and fall of your chest,
Mm.
the feeling of the air entering and leaving your nostrils.
All right.
And when your mind wanders, and it will,
Oh, it definitely will.
gently guide it back to the breath without judgment.
Okay.
It's like a mini meditation
Got it.
that you can do anytime, anywhere.
Okay. I can definitely try that. What else?
Another powerful practice is the body scan.
A body scan.
Okay. It involves systematically bringing awareness to each part of your body,
Okay.
starting with your toes and slowly moving upward.
Okay.
Notice any sensations, whether it's warmth,
Mm.
tingling,
Yeah.
pressure, or tension.
Okay.
Just observe without trying to change anything.
This sounds like a great way to get out of my head
Yeah.
and into my body,
Yeah.
especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious.
Exactly. And it's a great practice for developing a deeper connection with your physical self. We've got 2 more foundational practices to cover,
Oh, okay.
but for those, we'll need to move on to the next part of our deep dive. Welcome back. Before we jump into more mindfulness techniques,
Okay.
I want to address something important.
Okay.
You know, we've been talking about all the amazing benefits of mindfulness,
Right.
but it's also worth acknowledging
Okay.
that the practice itself can sometimes feel challenging.
You're right. There's this idea that mindfulness is all about achieving a blissful state of serenity.
Right?
But that's not always the reality, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mindfulness isn't about forcing ourselves to feel a certain way.
Right.
It's about bringing awareness to our experience, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Sometimes that means acknowledging difficult emotions or
Okay.
uncomfortable sensations.
So instead of pushing those feelings away,
Yeah,
mindfulness encourages us to actually face them head on.
that's the idea. It's about acknowledging and exciting whatever arises without judgment. Remember those leaves floating down the stream?
Right.
We can apply that same principle to our thoughts and feelings.
Okay.
We simply observe them as they pass through our awareness.
That makes sense. But I imagine that takes a lot of courage,
Yeah,
especially when those feelings are unpleasant.
it does. And that's why self-compassion is such an essential part of mindfulness.
Right.
It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding
Right.
that we would offer a dear friend.
I love that. It's like giving ourselves permission to be human
Yeah,
with all our imperfections and messy emotions.
exactly. And remember, mindfulness is a practice, not a destination. It's not about achieving some perfect state of mindful bliss. It's about showing up for ourselves, moment by moment,
Right.
with curiosity and kindness, even when we stumble.
Those are reassuring words. It takes the pressure off striving for perfection
Yeah.
and reminds me that it's about the journey, not the destination.
And speaking of the journey,
Okay.
let's get back to those practical techniques we were discussing.
Yes, please. I'm eager to expand my mindfulness toolkit.
All right, so besides mindful breathing
Okay.
and the body scan,
Mm-hmm.
another fantastic technique is mindful observation.
Mindful observation. Okay.
This involves choosing an object.
Okay.
It could be anything.
Anything.
A flower, a piece of art,
Mm-hmm.
a tree outside your window,
Right.
and simply observing it with all your senses.
So instead of just glancing at it,
Yeah.
I'm really taking the time to notice the details, the colors,
Right.
the textures.
The smells.
Exactly. The goal is to be fully present with the experience.
Okay.
Without any judgment or analysis.
Oh, just allowing yourself to be absorbed in the sensations of the moment.
I can see how that could be a really grounding practice, especially in our fast-paced world, where we're constantly bombarded with information.
Absolutely.
It's like hitting the pause button on all the mental chatter.
Precisely. And the beautiful thing is that you can practice mindful observation anywhere, anytime.
Right.
You don't need a special meditation cushion or a quiet retreat.
Oh, good.
You can do it while waiting in line at the grocery store,
Okay.
while commuting to work,
Yeah.
or even while washing the dishes.
That's what I love about mindfulness. It's so accessible. It's not about escaping from our lives, but about bringing more awareness to the everyday moments that we often take for granted.
Absolutely. And speaking of everyday moments,
Yeah.
let's talk about mindful walking. This is another fantastic way to integrate mindfulness into your daily routine.
So this is more than just zoning out to music.
It could be. Or scrolling through my phone while I stroll around the block. It can be. Mindful walking is about bringing your attention to the physical sensations of walking.
Okay.
Notice the feeling of your feet contacting the ground, the movement of your legs, the rhythm of your steps.
Okay.
You can even pay attention to the sounds around you, the feeling of the breeze on your skin, the sights and smells of your surroundings.
It's like turning an ordinary activity into a moving meditation.
Exactly. And you can practice mindful walking anywhere.
Okay.
In your neighborhood, at a park, even just walking from your car to your office.
Okay, last but not least, what about mindful eating?
Mindful eating.
I'll admit I'm definitely guilty of scarfing down meals while distracted by my phone or the TV.
We've all been there. But the research shows that mindful eating can have a profound impact on our relationship with food and our overall well-being.
Oh, wow.
It's about slowing down and savoring each bite. Notice the colors, textures, smells, and flavors of your food.
So instead of inhaling my food, I'm really engaging all my senses and appreciating the experience of eating.
Precisely. Chew slowly.
Okay.
Pay attention to the sensations of taste and fullness. Mindful eating can not only enhance the pleasure of eating, but also help you make healthier choices and avoid overeating.
This is all starting to sound pretty amazing, but realistically, how do we maintain mindfulness amidst the chaos of daily life? Like, it's not always easy to stay present, especially when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
You're right, it's not always easy. But the good news is,
Good.
there are some simple yet powerful strategies we can use to integrate mindfulness into our busy lives. One effective strategy is setting intentions.
Setting intentions, what do you mean by that?
Start your day by consciously choosing to bring mindfulness into your activities. It could be as simple as reminding yourself, today I'm going to pay attention to the present moment as much as possible.
It's like setting the tone for the day and priming your mind for mindfulness. I like that. What else can we do?
Incorporate short, mindful breaks throughout your day. Even just a minute or two of focused breathing. Or a quick body scan can help you reset and refocus.
So instead of reaching for my phone every time I have a spare moment, I could just take a few conscious breaths.
Exactly. Another powerful technique is to simply notice the details in your surroundings. Engage your senses fully in whatever you're doing.
It's like finding those little pockets of presence throughout the day, even in the most mundane activities.
You got it. And finally, try to let go of multitasking.
Ouch. That one hits close to home. I'm a chronic multitasker.
I hear you. But the reality is, multitasking actually pulls us away from the present moment. When you're doing one thing, focus solely on that one thing. When you're with someone, be fully present with them. Quality over quantity when it comes to our attention.
Makes sense. But I'm guessing even with the best intentions, there are going to be challenges to staying mindful. What are some of the common obstacles people encounter? And how can we overcome them?
One of the biggest challenges is, as we touched upon earlier, the wandering mind.
The wandering mind,
It's natural for our thoughts to jump around like popcorn in a hot pan. But the key to not get frustrated when your mind wanders.
Easier said than done. I feel like my mind has a serious case of wanderlust.
Absolutely. It's a common experience. The important thing is to notice when your mind has wandered without judging yourself. And then gently guide your attention back to the object of your focus, whether it's your breath, your body, or the task at hand.
It sounds like patience and self-compassion are key here.
You got it. Another common obstacle is impatience.
Impatience.
We live in a world
Right.
that values speed and efficiency.
Yes.
So it can be challenging to slow down and be present.
Especially when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Absolutely. But remember, mindfulness isn't about achieving some perfect state of bliss. It's about accepting the present moment as it is,
Okay.
even if it's uncomfortable.
So instead of resisting those feelings of discomfort or impatience, we can acknowledge them and allow them to be present.
Yeah,
It's almost like making friends with those uncomfortable feelings
Right.
instead of battling them.
that's a great way to put it. And finally, distractions are a constant challenge in our hyper-connected world.
Tell me about it. My phone is like a siren song, constantly luring me away from the present moment.
It's something we all grapple with.
Yeah.
The key is to be mindful of your distractions
Okay.
and make conscious choices about how you engage with them. Try setting boundaries around your technology use.
Okay.
Create distraction-free zones
Oh, okay.
in your home or workspace.
Right.
And when you do find yourself distracted,
Yeah.
gently guide your attention back to the present moment without judgment.
It's like we're building a mental muscle of mindfulness. The more we practice, the stronger it becomes.
Exactly. And it's worth the effort because, there's more to mindfulness than just stress reduction.
Oh,
and
wait.
focus. There are also some pretty incredible benefits
Right.
that you might not expect.
Oh, I'm intrigued. What kind of unexpected benefits are we talking about?
Well, for one, mindfulness can have a surprising impact on creativity.
Creativity. Okay.
When we're present, we're more open to new ideas and perspectives. We're less likely to be stuck in rigid patterns of thinking.
So it's like mindfulness helps us break out of those mental ruts
Uh-huh.
and tap into a wellspring of creativity. I love that.
Exactly. And this can be incredibly liberating, whether you're an artist, a writer, an entrepreneur, or simply someone who wants to bring more fresh thinking into their life.
Right.
Another unexpected benefit is that mindfulness can help us develop a deeper sense of gratitude.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If we're more present, we're more likely to notice and appreciate the good things in our lives, even the little things.
Precisely. When we're present, we're more attuned to the beauty and wonder of the world around us, even in the simplest of things.
Right.
We start to appreciate those small things that we might have taken for granted before.
It's like mindfulness helps us shift our perspective from what we lack to what we already have.
Yes.
I'm really starting to see how mindfulness can be a transformative practice
Yes.
on so many levels.
It is.
But I think it's also important to address some of the common myths or misconceptions
Yes.
about mindfulness.
Yes.
I know there can be some confusion about what it actually is
Yeah.
and isn't.
Absolutely. One of the biggest myths is that mindfulness is about emptying your mind.
Emptying your mind.
As we discussed earlier, it's not about achieving a blank slate of thought.
Right.
It's about learning to observe your thoughts without getting carried away by them.
So it's okay if our minds are like busy beehives, buzzing with activity. It's about learning to be the beekeeper, right?
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's about developing a sense of spaciousness around your thoughts so you're not so caught up in them.
What other misconceptions are out there?
Another common one is that mindfulness requires a lot of time and effort.
Right. Yeah.
While it's true that dedicated meditation practice can be incredibly beneficial, even short bursts of mindfulness
Okay.
throughout the day can make a big difference.
So we don't need to carve out hours for silent retreats to reap the benefits.
Not at all. Even a minute or two of mindful breathing or a body scan
Right.
can help you reset and reconnect with the present moment. Remember, it's about integrating mindfulness into your everyday life, not making it another chore on your to-do list.
That's a relief.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people get intimidated by the idea of mindfulness, thinking it requires a complete overhaul of their lives. But it sounds like it's more about making small, intentional shifts.
Exactly. It's about weaving mindfulness into the fabric of your day.
Right.
Whether it's paying attention to the sensations of washing the dishes,
Yeah.
savoring your morning cup of coffee, or taking a few conscious breaths before responding to a challenging email.
So it's about finding those little pockets of presence throughout the day, even in the midst of our busy lives. I'm curious, from your perspective,
Yes.
what do you think is the ultimate purpose or goal of mindfulness?
That's a great question. For me, the ultimate goal of mindfulness is to live more fully and authentically in each moment.
Okay.
It's about waking up to the beauty and preciousness of life,
Yeah.
even in the midst of challenges and difficulties.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating a sense of peace, gratitude, and connection with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us.
That's beautifully said. It's like mindfulness helps us shift from a state of doing
Yes.
to a state of being.
Exactly. It's about moving from a mindset of striving and achieving
Right.
to a mindset of acceptance and appreciation.
And that shift in perspective can be truly transformative, can it?
Okay.
It's about appreciating the journey
Yes.
rather than constantly chasing the destination.
Absolutely. It can change the way we see ourselves,
Right.
the way we relate to others, and the way we experience the world around us.
We've covered so much ground today.
We have.
I'm feeling inspired and motivated to continue this mindfulness journey.
Me too. And remember, the journey itself is the destination. It's about showing up for each moment with curiosity, kindness, and a willingness to be present.
Well said. Now, let's wrap up our mindfulness exploration in the final part of our deep dive. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. So as we wrap up our deep dive into mindfulness, I'm feeling, I don't know, like a sense of calm, a renewed appreciation for the power of the present moment,
It's been a fascinating exploration for sure.
It has. We've journeyed through the core concepts, debunked some common myths.
Yeah.
We even uncovered some pretty surprising benefits.
Yeah, mindfulness is, it's not about achieving some elusive state of perfection, is it?
Right. It's not about being perfect.
It's about a way of being, really.
Yeah.
A way of showing up for life with more awareness, kindness, and presence.
And I love how accessible it is.
Yeah.
You don't need any special equipment.
Yeah.
You don't need years of training. You can practice mindfulness anytime, anywhere.
Exactly.
Just by bringing your attention to your breath, your body, your surroundings, whatever.
Even a few minutes of mindful breathing or a body scan,
Right.
Just a few minutes can have such a ripple effect.
Reducing stress,
Reducing stress,
enhancing focus,
enhancing focus.
bringing a sense of peace.
Yeah.
That's great. So as we wrap up, any final words of wisdom or inspiration for our listeners who are, ready to embark on their own mindfulness journey?
Mindfulness is a practice, not a destination.
Okay.
There will be times when your mind wanders, you get distracted, you feel frustrated. That's okay.
It's normal.
It's normal. Acknowledge it without judgment. Just gently guide your attention back to the present moment. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with the process. Trust that even small, consistent efforts can make a world of difference.
Those are some powerful words to carry with us. I think it's so inspiring that mindfulness isn't about escaping from life's challenges. It's about finding that sense of peace
Yes.
and presence right within those
Right in
challenges.
the challenges. Exactly.
Learning to ride the waves of life with more grace and ease.
Mindfulness is a lifelong journey of discovery. The more you practice, the more you'll uncover its transformative potential.
Well, on that note, I want to thank you all for joining us on this deep dive into the world of mindfulness. I hope you've gained some valuable insights. Practical tools to bring more presence into your daily life. Remember, the present moment is all we ever really have, so why not make the most of it?
Embrace the power of now and let mindfulness guide you towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life.
Well said. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep exploring. Have you discovered any hidden gems online?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Have you found success with any low-capital business models? Share your experiences.
Yeah.
Let's keep this conversation going.
That's what we're here for.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
All right, see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.